Hey, Algebra 2 Trig, we're going to finish up 5.6 inverse trig functions. Essential question is relatively the same. How do I solve inverse trig expressions? And just going to go over a few examples that you probably haven't seen. So example 1 is, we're just going to simplify. So we're going to find the inverse sine of tangent of 5 pi over 4. Okay, so you're going to find the tangent of 5 pi over 4, and that is -1. It's on your unit circle. And then you're going to find the inverse sine of -1. So really you're asking yourself, at what angle is sine -1? Well, sine is -1 on your unit circle. It is at, I'll show you. Sine is -1 right here at 3 pi over 2, but the range of inverse sine is between -pi over 2 and pi over 2. So instead of writing 3 pi over 2, I am going to write -pi over 2, and that's my answer. Okay, example 2. I'm going to find the secant of arc tan of -3 over 5. Okay, what's going to happen there is I don't really know what the arctan of -3 over 5 is. That doesn't look familiar to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw a triangle because this is not one of my unit circle values. So I'm going to write secant of, and instead of arctan of -3/5, I'm going to turn that into a triangle. Well, arctan is negative in the fourth quadrant. Arctan's in the quadrant 1 and 4, and in the fourth quadrant arctan's negative. So I'm going to draw a triangle in the fourth quadrant, and since tangent is opposite over hypotenuse, opposite over adjacent, it'd be -3 over 5. And then I'm going to use I'm going to find this side by using Pythagorean's theorem. So it'd be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it'd be 5 squared plus -3 squared equals c squared. So that would be 25 plus 9 equals c squared. 34 equals c squared. So radical 34 is c. So this side is radical 34. So now I want to find the secant of this triangle right here. So in order to find the secant of this triangle, well, I know secant is the reciprocal of cosine. I know cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so it'll be 5 over radical 4. Well, secant is the hypotenuse over adjacent, so it'll be radical 34 over 5. So your answer is radical 34 over 5. Okay. Last one. Let's do one with a variable. So now I'm going to find the tangent of the arc cosine of x over 5. Okay, so again, I don't know what angle arc cosine of x over 5 is. So therefore, I'm going to just draw a triangle to represent arc cosine of x over 5. So cosine is in quadrant 1 and 2. And cosine is positive in quadrant 1, so I'm going to draw in quadrant 1. Arc cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so my adjacent to theta is x. My hypotenuse is 5. Again, I'm going to use Pythagorean's theorem, so I'm going to call this one just some arbitrary number. So we'll call that b. So it'll be x squared plus b squared equals 25, or 5 squared. And solve for b. So b squared equals 25 minus x squared. I'm going to square root both sides, so b equals the radical of 25 minus x squared. So actually, the side b that I called it is going to be the radical of 25 minus x squared. And then I just have to find the tangent of that. So the tangent of this triangle is opposite over adjacent, so it's this over this. So your answer is radical 25 minus x squared over x. And that's your answer. If you have any questions, write it down and we will answer it tomorrow.